Chris, you guys have struggled over the last few games. You're on a 4-game slide right now. How do you get this turned around?
Well, if it was a simple, you know, just change this, it would have already happened. There's no doubt that we've struggled with our confidence lately, which affects everything. We'll have games where we play really well defensively, and we'll struggle to make shots. And then we'll make shots, and we won't be as locked in defensively. And so there's a lot of things, but basically all you can do is just show up to work on Monday, and start a good week of practice and build confidence through your habits and practice every day, and start to have some of that belief. But it's like anything. You can tell them to be confident, but until they see the ball go through the net or have some positive things happen to them on the floor, it can be a tricky deal.
One of the things that's will be interesting is the last couple games when you guys have shot the ball extremely well from deep. You shot over 50% in consecutive games for the first time all year. But on the flip side, inside the 15 feet, you're having struggles at 30% or less. Talk about that part of your game.
Yeah, I thought we weren't fantastic defensively last weekend, but we were pretty good. We held Northern to 65, and we held Moorhead below their average. And we made 3, so you would think that would be a pretty good recipe. But we shot, I think it was in the 27-28% range inside, and there's a lot of things that go into that too. A lot of confidence again. Guys are struggling to finish in practice and in games right now, and I've never had a player try to miss a shot. That's not an issue. It's just a belief, and then maybe getting back to some fundamental things of what we're focusing on when we're getting some contact, and how we're going about finishing, going off of 2 feet instead of 1 foot, and being able to absorb some contact as a physical league. But it's not something that you can go into the locker room and be upset about. The guys are giving an effort here. We've got to be better fundamentally, and we've got to find a way to finish the plays when we get a chance. When you struggle offensively and you get those easy ones, boy, you gotta make them count.
That's right. I think one of the great things is, and you've mentioned this time and time again, is the fight and the effort. As it kind of continued to translate through practices and working hard to try to get better as a group.
Yeah, I mean, I've never accused this team of going away when it's gotten hard. They haven't. No one wants to. 2 weeks ago we were 500 in the league, and it looked like everything was kind of moving in the right direction. 2 weeks isn't going to define our season, and they know that. Hasn't gone the way they've wanted, but boy, I mean, we got 17 offensive rebounds on Friday night. We held Northern to 65 points on Saturday. I mean, they're competing. We just have to execute a lot better than we have.
You defended better this year. You've really rebounded extremely well. 14 of 18 games, you've won the board battle. There have been 4 times when you've had 16 or more offensive rebounds in a game. You even had 20 in the loss with Augustana, but you guys are hitting the boards. So do you think that type of thing can help turn things around by continuing to battle inside there?
Yeah, we just have to, when we get those, I think it was the other night against Moorhead, we had 17 offensive rebounds. They had 7, but they outscored us on second chance points because we just didn't finish plays around the rim when we got those rebounds. But I know that as a coach, anytime you're doing those things, you're giving yourself a better chance, and that's all we can ask for. It's not a secret that we've struggled offensively this year. So we need to be able to go get extra possessions. Now we just need to be a little bit better executing once we've gotten those extra possessions and make them count.
It's no secret either that you do have a young team. You only have 2 seniors, and do you feel like they continue to develop as a young group and try and find some positives even in practice, if it will?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting a couple freshmen, a sophomore. We're bringing 2 or 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores off the bench. And they're getting meaningful minutes. They're not playing, 6 minutes here and then not playing for 3 games and then they know they're going to be in the lineup every night. And we're seeing growth out of those guys, whether it be Mac Johnson or Kibu Johnson, James Lawson. You go right down the list, Tom Acey, Zach Wessels. I'm really excited about our future. You just want them to have some success while they're building towards that. And that's been the biggest thing. But those young guys have done a great job of keeping their heads up and really working and trying to get better every day.
Listen, you played tooth and nail with a pretty good Moorhead team. It's going to be one of the top three teams in the league this year. You were there with 8 minutes to go against Northern, and it could have went either way. In that game, I think it was a 2-point game at that point. And so now moving forward, you face some pretty good basketball teams. You have to go on the road against a Concordia team that you've had some success with in the past, but they're playing better defense this year. And then Minnesota State, that's a 20 ranked team in the country, and they've got two of the top players in the league. Talk about your challenges this week.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, Concordia, totally different team. New coaching staff. Joey's done a heck of a job up there. They're the #1 defensive team in the league now. And watching film, they've earned that ranking. They really guard. They've always had some talent. They were banged up at times last year. They've got everybody healthy. That'll be a big challenge. They've won, I think, 4 of their last 5 of the last 6, something like that. I think they're 7-4 in the league. They're really playing well. They won 2 road games last weekend. Tough place for us to play, but we've had some success up there. So our guys, will have a good feeling when we walk up there into their gym. And then Saturday, Mankato, they're really good. I mean, Asa Marai and Zach Monahan are 2 of the top 5 players in the league, and they pose some real threats to us. Monahan's a bigger point guard. Probably, I haven't even looked lately. I'm sure he leads the league in assists. He does every year he's been there. But he's 6'3", and we're not real big at that spot. And then Marai poses some problems being 6'9", 6'10", and all of 250, 260. So we'll have a tough time. We struggled over there last year, but played them to, I think, a 1-point game or 2-point game here. And so we've, hopefully that we can give that kind of performance. But it's going to be a tough deal. It's the Northern Sun. We were 4-4 not too long ago, and then you go on the road and play 2 good teams on the road, and then you come home and play the 2 best teams in the North, and then now you go back up and play 2 really good teams again. It's hard to find a respite. You've got to create your own, momentum to get out of a rut that you're in. There isn't a place to find. Well, we'll get to this game and we'll feel better. That's not how this league works. You gotta kind of do it on the fly, and you got to find a way to win a game against a good team on the road.
And as you look into this, sometimes it helps a team that might be struggling a little bit to get out on the road and get away from all the distractions and so on. Finally, do you think that might help the team a little bit as they get out there and play in Concordia and Mankato?
Yep. I think it definitely is good to get away right now and just get on the bus, be together, watch a bad movie, I'm sure, or whatever it is, but just where it's just them. They don't have to hear about people around town asking what's wrong or why are you guys struggling here the last 2 weeks. You can just kind of go play the game. And so I don't mind going on the road at all this weekend.
And finally, we always talk about a player that had a nice game. J.R. Hollis really came up big this weekend in one of the 2 games. He had 10 points and 7 boards. Is he a kid that starting to see some things go positive for him? Yeah,
JR's a guy. I mean, he was a transfer, so everything was new to him. Very athletic guy, really team-oriented guy. Loves his teammates, is willing to do whatever you ask him to do, whatever role that might be. And lately here, that's been a very important role for us. He's played better and better, and I expect that to continue, and that's pretty normal. After Christmas, of a guy who comes in his first year, always feels a little bit more comfortable. And I've been really happy with JR's effort level and how he affects the game in different ways.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.